Let's talk about productivity layers. I'll tell you the terminologies first, and then we'll elaborate on that and give you examples. So, at the very bottom of a productivity layer is the structure. Structure are the foundation of your productivity layers. After structure, you have systems. Systems are what we're most familiar with. I've heard I had to create systems when I started my businesses. You have to have system. You have to have system. Okay, I'll create my own systems. And then after you have your system, you're going to realize that you just created processes. What do I mean by that? Processes are repetitive steps that you have in your systems. For example, whenever you write your blog post, you realize that you're always doing step one, step two, and step three. Those steps from one to three are your processes, and the entire step are your systems. Once you figured out your processes, the next thing you have to add with that is what I call automations. We're very blessed that we're in a generation, in an era where we have a lot of new technologies, especially artificial intelligence or AI, that makes our automation even faster and turbocharged, so to speak. Once you have the automation, it actually helps you take back your time and your team's time and effort so that you do not have to be physically present to do certain processes, but the technology is automating that for you even while you're sleeping. That's why some entrepreneurs can do things and get things done even while they're sleeping or even while they're on vacation or spending time with their family. Automation has been a game changer for me as an entrepreneur, especially a mompreneur. While I had all of those terminologies in mind, I didn't know how to connect them all. So this is how I ended up connecting them and knowing that they're all related, because once I figured that out and have that solidified in my brain as the productivity layers, then when one of them breaks, I know exactly how to hyper focus on them. If my system breaks, I know that that's what I'm looking at. If my structure breaks, that I know that's what I need to target. Now, what is structure? Structure is often overlooked, but it's very critical as the first step in your productivity layer. Structure is the foundation of your productivity. As I'm going to use construction as an example. When I was a young lawyer, I used to do construction defect law. So let me go ahead and use some of what I've learned there. Structure, let's think of it as the foundation of a building. You don't just build a building and put it on top of dirt. You have to have the foundation set so that the rest of the building, the systems, processes, and automations don't crumble down. And once you have a stable structure, then you have your systems like your plumbing system. And the processes are the steps where from the water source up to the pipe, into the faucet, down out of the faucet and into the sink. That's the water system and the process of the water getting to your faucet. Think of automation as adding specific water temperature automation that you want it warm each time you turn on the faucet. That's part of the automation and the system for your plumbing system. Now, your structure, though, for an ADHD brain, and this is very important, must not be rigid. Your structure has to be flexible, hence that happy brain there. ADHD people need flexible structure. And I'll give you an example. I used to live in California where there's a lot of earthquakes. So the foundation that we created there are flexible foundations, flexible structures, so that whenever we have an earthquake, the foundation moves with the earthquake so that the rest of the systems, the plumbing system, the building, don't crack and crumble down and survive that earthquake. That's the kind of foundation that you need in terms of when you have your own earthquake in life, the unpredictable things that happen, distractions or interruptions or catastrophe, emergency at your child's school. You have a flexible structure that moves with your personal earthquakes so that the rest of your systems don't crumble. That's what I'm going to try to teach you in these course and share with you how I came up with those flexible structures so that my life and productivity moves with my personal earthquakes. Also, in our other videos, we talked about friction and the need to eliminate friction, identify friction, and then eliminate friction. And friction, as you recall, is whatever is stopping you from doing something, whatever is stopping you to be productive, whatever is stopping you to have a flexible structure. I will also share my strategies in terms of that, but just know that friction is very important in creating your flexible structure as opposed to just adding fuel or thinking of the good and bad fuel for your structure. And I'll show you more of that in our other videos. I'll see you there.